What's up YouTube? My name's Quickie, welcome back to the channel. I'm chopping stuff up again. I do like this bit. It's Sunday morning. I've only got the morning in here basically. So the first bit I had to get the tank and the top fairing ready for paint for the ZZR. You would have seen that in another video. But basically I'm waiting on a shim and a CDI, and then he all needs to go back together again, but I'm waiting for them to turn up. So now is the ideal time to get it painted. So that sort of happened this morning, and then we're back on ASBO. So I have been chomping stuff out a little bit and straightening up my lines and getting my radiuses in and all that sort of thing. I've also marked up where the bottom chain run is going to go. There is a little bit of a notch that's needed there, but I haven't got to move that cross member, which is cool. But what I do need to move is the mounting, the top mounting for the rear shock. It's one of my OCDs apparently. It's not a right angle, it's a wrong angle. But the shock, where it goes through the swing arm, it wasn't in the middle of the hole. It was too far to the front, so I just want to move it back just a little bit. Essentially it just means moving the hole that's drilled into, it's got to come back like 8mm, but I ain't going to do it whilst it's in there, so they've just got to come off and get another one done. So that's fine. I did have a bit of a moment. This is my nice new chain, my 520 chain. Yeah, it's a link too short. I needed an extra link. So I need to see if I can send this back and get one that's a bit longer, or get another little runner chain and another rivet link, and I'll just extend it that way. That'll be fine. That's how we used to do the race bikes and stuff anyway, because we couldn't get them long enough because of the gearing that we was running. So anyway, we is on it. The only trouble is I need to tip off now because I've got stuff that I need to be doing. So I'll be back. Where's my oofa doofa? Here we go. So basically I've chomped out this bottom bit. And one of the awkward things is obviously because it's all part of a frame. So as you're grinding stuff, you get loads of crap and everything else going down the tubes that you're never going to get away from. So what I tend to do is you get these little rare earth magnets, you stick a few of them in there, and they are proper strong, like massively strong, and they just seem to attract all the crap. So not as much of it goes down your holes. There's another one. Come on. There's another one. And then with just like a magnet on the end of a stick, you can kind of poke in there and get the rest of it out. I don't want there to be like loads of rattling about inside the frame. Look. So you just get rid of what you can, basically. It's not like I can just shove an airline on and blow it, because it's a sealed frame. So you just have to do what you can, really. Right then, so I got my holes chomped out. You live over here. It was a bit of a pain, if I'm honest. It was a little bit of a pain. Trouble is, because the engine's in there, and two, because of like where brackets and everything else is, there isn't a great deal of clearance to get a cutting wheel in there. Ideally, I just would have drilled in each of the corners with a step drill so you can open it up, you know, to the sort of size that you want, and then just slit it between the holes, if that makes sense. But you can't get it in there. When I was using this die grinder as well, these things are vicious. They're brilliant about chomping out loads of material and stuff, but they are just vicious. I've got stuff all over my face. And you tend to find that if it's just cutting on one side, it's not too bad. It's when it grabs on the other side, the thing chatters like this and it will jump. And I'll put a couple of guffs in the frame, which I've had to dress out and stuff. One of them I can't get to until I've got the engine out and I've got it on the bench to do all the final welding and everything. But yeah, I'm not too fussed about it, but you do have to be careful with these things. It has to be said. Right, actually you lot can go away as well. Hang on. Right, so if you look at how I'm doing it, it is a little bit awkward. I mean, not massively, it's an easy fix. The one that's got me, that I'm going to have to do it in two pieces, is the bottom one. I'll get a picture and I'll shove it up. But basically you can see there's one tube that comes down and then another tube that comes in to join it. So, you know, essentially both of those tubes were just coped in, so there's like a full circle to each of them, if that makes sense. And I want to pick up on all of that because I've taken out material from the frame. You know, I've been chomping out, you know, bits of steel basically. I want to put all that metal work back in again and get the strength back to it, but I also want to join on all the ends of those tubes. So the bottom one, for the bottom chain run where it goes to the cross member, I'm going to do the left hand side as one piece, and I'll be doing that bit first just so I can go all the way around to the frame that you can see, but then I can also go to the other bit of the frame tube that's like up underneath it, if that makes sense. We'll dress all that up and then I'll put the horizontal bit in. It's just that way I can weld it all the way around and pick up on the tube in the middle. The one down the side, that's not so bad. Where the frame does thicken out, there is a gap that starts to appear. It's not a massive gap, I'll just fill that with weld, dress it back, and then I'll do my top plate, so that'll be fine. That'll be absolutely fine. But you just got to make sure that you pick up on all those bits. Because if you don't, it's not, well, I'm not saying it's only half welded, but it's not fully welded, is it? So anyway, what's the time? 12 o'clock. Right, I need to chip off. Today's Monday, by the way. And like I say, I've only had a couple of hours in here. But I need to nip off to the post office and get some stuff sent off. So I'll be back. Right, I'm back. It's now Saturday. The week has just disappeared and I'm getting bugger all done in here because I'm not mobile. I'm still waiting on the CDI. It is said you can get anywhere in the world, within 24 hours. Unless you're in a little cardboard box that goes through a letterbox, it would seem. We ain't going to get any post now because of the postal strike. So it ain't going to be until next week. So, I haven't got as much done as I wanted to. However, we have been making a little bit of progress. I've been chomping all the bottom bit out. You'll see all that in a sec. So, down the bottom here, we clear all that lovely. That's grand. The top, I want to take just the tiniest a bit more off of that face there. I mean, I've got clearance. I've got maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 mil. I would just like to have a little bit more. Side to side movement of the chain ain't a thing. It's the up and down movement. So, and this is obviously slack anyway. He's going to be up here. We're going to have loads of clearance. So yeah, that's what I need to do, I think. So all the back end needs to come out again, so I can chomp a little bit more off and try it again with the chain. The chain, as you can see, we're a couple of links short here, or a link short or something. When we was racing, we just had a spare chain and we would hack bits off it just so we could run the bigger gear in. And I was going to do the same sort of thing here, but I phoned them up and they're quite happy just to swap it out. I've just got to box it up and send it back. So that's another job for today. And I'll get 114 links, just because that way I know I'm going to be fine. There is a chain slider that goes across the top of the swing arm, which I haven't got. I need to get one. I don't think the Mark II is going to fit, or the 600 one's going to fit it. So I do need to get one of them sorted, but I think we's in there. Right, let's have all this off again then. Piece of paper is a starter for 10. I'm going to be doing that one first, and then I'll do this side sort of last sort of thing. So probably the quickest and easiest way is just a grubby finger and a piece of paper, just to get a rough shape. Something like that. Right. Is it that way? That way. Can't be that way. Is it that way? Which way round? Oh, that's it. Right. Ish. That'll do to start. So, where's my Sharpie gone? Come on. Roughly. There's going to be a fold about there and about there. Ish. We can tweak it as we go. That shouldn't be too bad. Right, let's chop this up. Right then, we have got a chain run. Awesome. I knew today was going to be a good day. There's loads of clearance to it, which is cool. There is going to be a chain slider, like swing arm guard thing that this runs on at the top. So we've got plenty of room for that. The chain is dead slack and everything at the minute, as you can see, but we've still got loads of clearance down here. So that's all good. The chain is going to go back and I'm getting a longer one. Just because, you know, that one's too short basically. I goofed up. But yeah, we is in. So next job is going to be to get the suspension back in, because I need to remake the top mount for the rear shock. The way this sits, it's too, or it was until I cut the bracket off. In my head, it didn't come in the middle of that hole, and I want it to come in the middle of that hole. So I just need to grind these little tabs here off. I've got some more steel, big old chunky stuff like that. So it'll be going in, but it also means I can move the mount round so it's vertical rather than sort of at a jaunty angle. Just that way everything's under compression, isn't it? So it's just going to be stronger. So that's all good. So that is going to be the next job. However, I need a massive tidy up. Jack's just driven past, so I need to go and have a word with him about my tank. So I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up and stuff, and then I've got to do a video about an announcement for this. I've been thinking long and hard about this, and I'm doing it. So that's going to be the next one. The short version, if you fancy a chance at winning it, watch the next video, because we're doing a giveaway. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it for this one. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you all are staying safe. We'll see you on the next one. Laters. I do hope that goes well.